they want to share a story with you. You often expect this beautiful beginning, middle, and end. But sometimes our stories are not beautiful, and sometimes they don't have the ending that we all hope for. But regardless, we still need to share our stories and give voice to those who need it most. So allow me to share mine. Raise your hand if you're a mom or a dad, a proud aunt or an uncle, or a grandparent. Awesome. So you all know what it's like when your son or daughter took their first steps, or when your niece or nephew said their first word, and how happy you were. You can imagine my mom felt the same way when I took my first steps. But little did she know that shortly after, she'd be sitting in the doctor's office with myself and her, realizing that my legs were stuck at a 45-degree angle. I completely stopped walking at 17 months old. At that time, the doctors could see that I was in a lot of pain. They gave me ibuprofen around the clock, but they saw the symptoms but couldn't diagnose me. About 3 months later, I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Most people with arthritis are a little bit older than 17 months old. And then at that time, doctors checked my eyes as well to see if I had arthritis in them. And they found out I did. It's called uveitis, as well as glaucoma and cataracts. So at 2 years old, I started wearing an eye patch until I was 8 years old. As I grew up a little bit older, I was 5 years old, and I started to get really sick a lot. I was going in and out of the hospital, and I was getting pneumonia about 5 times a year, getting bronchoscopies, getting my lungs, like, it's pretty gross. So let's just say they were clearing my lungs, and I was just very sick. And finally, the doctors were able to diagnose me with common variable immune deficiency. So what the heck is that to you? That's just an autoimmune disease where my body lacks immunoglobulin, which are the white blood cells that help me fight off infections. So I was constantly going in and out of the hospital. And I started getting blood infusions at 5 years old every 2 weeks. I still get them today, but every 8 weeks, so that is a blessing. As you can imagine, as a little girl, I didn't really know who I was. I was different. I was frustrated and confused that I didn't fit in. I wore an eye patch to strengthen my lazy eye, and I'd be walking up and down the hallways, and kids would yell, "Pirate! Pirate!" That killed me. That killed my soul. And I was frustrated because I didn't want to be a pirate. I wanted to be an ordinary third grader. And my mom would come to my classroom every hour to give me eye drops to help save my eyesight. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be normal. And when I would meet with my case manager every single week to talk about accommodations that I needed to be a normal kid in the classroom, it was frustrating. And I felt so different. But something changed when I was in 3rd grade, when Make-A-Wish stepped into my life. And they sat down, Mike Ernest, my wish granter, at the kitchen table with me. All you wish granters here know how awesome that feeling is. To say, hey, what do you want to wish for, Tia? And I sat there, woo, this is the coolest thing in the world. I could ask for anything I want. And I really wanted a monkey. I love monkeys. I wanted to climb in my room with a monkey, but unfortunately, my mom was like, that's not going to fly with me, honey. A lot of you moms in here, I'm sure don't want a monkey in your countertops. So then, I thought about it for a little bit longer, and I was like, I grew up in Illinois, right? It's freaking cold here. We want to go somewhere warm, right? So then, I decided to go to Hawaii. Hawaii was this amazing experience where I could sense freedom. I didn't have to think about doctors. I didn't have to think about medicines. I just got to enjoy my time with my family. And this was an amazing experience, and I can go on and on about how this was a trip of a lifetime for me and my family. And I would love to do that afterwards with you, but I want to get to something bigger. Make-A-Wish didn't just provide this amazing experience for me, and like you do for many other children. But Make-A-Wish gave me hope. Hope for the very first time that I could smile, that I could own what I had. Hope that everything was going to be okay, that my family was going to be with me, and that people believed in me like Make-A-Wish, even when I didn't believe in myself. So when I came back from my Make-A-Wish experience, I took that confidence with me and I ran with it. I walked up and down the hallways like, yeah, I got an eye patch. You can call me a pirate, but I don't care. This is who I am, and I'm going to be confident in that. And I believe that that confidence carried on with with me even when I was in junior high. And I was approached by American Red Cross at 13 years old if I wanted to host blood drives in my honor because of the blood infusions I get. I don't think so. I don't want my name and my story up around my community where thousands of people are going to know me as the sick girl. Don't think so. But then I thought about it, and I was like, if these blood drives are going to potentially benefit thousands of lives, well, let's go for it. I'm willing to risk my reputation. I realized that the need was beyond me. Just like Make-A-Wish gave me hope, I wanted to give other people hope that needed blood. And so we launched the blood drives in 2008. We've continued them since. We've organized over 20 blood drives and collected enough blood to save up to 5,100 lives. It doesn't just stop when I was a little third grader. It didn't start when I started the blood drives, and it's not stopping now. I'm continuing to share my story as I am with you, with local high schools, with various media coverages like ABC7 for various nonprofits. And it's because I realized that stories are so important to tell, no matter how hard they may be to share, or no matter how hard they may be for you to listen. Because with stories, we're able to connect in such a way that numbers and statistics simply just cannot do justice. So yes, I was the girl who was supposed to be in a wheelchair by 5 years old from my arthritis, blind by 7 because of my eye issues, and lucky to graduate high school. Thanks to Make-A-Wish, I stand before you now as a new woman in charge of my health.